Hi everyone, my name is Carlsson, I work for Tele2 in Sweden. I've been doing that for 25 years. So I work with bulk SMS, and now, which is nowadays called A2P SMS a lot, and more RCS stuff. So I will be moderating this session together with this amazing panel. How about this one? I've become very old, so I need those. Yes, and this session we will talk about messaging evolution in the Nordics, and we'll have some updates from this panel. I will let them introduce themselves within a short while. But we will talk about how mobile messaging is evolving in the Nordic regions. We will have some exclusive insights, I hope, from these guys. Talk about both RCS and also A2P SMS a bit. So, let you introduce you.
Yeah,
Brage.
Thank you, Anders. Brage Bjøntegaard, work for Telenor, heading up the messaging part in the Nordics and some other business areas. It's interesting to, we heard from Gavin and Nick that we need to be patient and things will take time. I remember when we sent on average 2 A2P messages per end user per month. It takes time to build volume. Now we're at around 42 messages on average per end user per month in the first 4 months of this year. So it's grown, but it takes years. So I will get back to that when it comes to RCS. Simen?
Yeah, hi. My name is Simen Skou, based in Oslo, working for Telia as a group product manager for business messaging. Worked many years with messaging since the start of 2000.
Hi, my name is Miia Heiskanen. I work for DNA, which is Telenor Finland, and in the wholesale unit, leading the communication services team. So in that team, we have quite a few services. We have the messaging, cloud numbering, MNOs, and roaming, mainly inbound roaming from that point of view.
Okay, thank you. I think this session will be about 20-25 minutes, and in the end, they will have about 5 minutes for questions. So save yourself then until the last part. Yes, and today we talk about mostly RCS and fraud in this industry. So I will start to ask Simen the first question about A2P SMS. What we can do there, because it's not dead yet. It's still huge volumes. Simen, in the Nordic markets where SMS usage is evolving, what strategies can be employed to ensure SMS remains a relevant and effective communication tool? Both if you look into the commercial and the technical aspects.
Yeah, bulk SMS has been around for many years, started in the early 2000s, but that has been evolved to be an important part of the businesses in many countries, also here in the Nordics. From my perspective, there are 4 major factors that are critical to keep SMS evolving. And the first one is that we have to make it affordable for the businesses that should use it. Obviously, it has been worth using, so the benefit and the cost ratio has to be okay. Then we have to keep the ecosystem, the value network that we have together creating, so that we are mobile operators, aggregator, solution providers, software providers, embedding actually the SMS communication functionality into applications and use cases. It's a great value, so we have to keep that value network exist and grow it further with all the stakeholders involved. Then obviously we are keeping the service quality as good as it is today, and securing that the messages are delivered even as fast or even better as competing solutions and having the reach. And then you have, it's important and also to secure the trust in the service. There are some fraud issues with the channel received lately when there is digitalization of society. So we have to keep the trust in the sender ID, prevent the spoofing, reduce the amount of fraudulent content to an acceptable level. So the end users are keeping the trust in the service and also the businesses. And then it's also about securing that this channel is perceived and supporting the national autonomy, which is more and more important these days. So businesses and government can trust on having this as a national autonomy compliant solution, which can be a competitive edge compared to other alternatives. So that's my 4.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Any comments from any of you?
Yeah, no, Simen touched on many points. It's complex question, interesting question.
Yeah, you can talk about that forever.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But it is a very important service for society and operators and companies today. Obviously leading in terms of volumes and willingness to pay. And so that's a very good starting point for us to sort of evolve this messaging ecosystems into something new. And obviously, as Simen mentioned, we've had SMS for many years, and new services are offering a richer functionality, and we need something to match that. And currently, that is RCS.
Mm. Yeah, we really need that, I think. Anything from you, Miia? Yeah, good. Okay, then we'll ask you, Miia, then. What do you see will be the most challenging things for RCS for business to become an attractive messaging channel for businesses, and what are the biggest challenges?
Well, if we start with the challenges, there is the awareness of the RCS messaging still within the business itself, and then within consumers. They are not fully aware and not even half educated about the benefits in the market. And the other thing is, of course, the adoption in the market. So not all the carriers, well, in Finland there will be all 3 major MNOs soon, end of the year, but not still at the moment. Not all devices, quite all, and the Apple is not there yet. So it might be a little bit confusing from the enterprise's point of view. Also to come with the messaging with RCS strategy and how it will fit into their existing marketing communication strategy. Of course, there is also challenges. There was strong competition from the existing messaging platforms. WhatsApp, Messenger probably are the strongest ones at the moment. And then if RCS becomes associated with fraud, as has happened to A2P, it may create like not a great reputation if it gets associated with spam and unwanted messaging. But in terms of the strengths, several. The enhanced features, of course, the interactivity, customers can reply. Then we have, of course, there is no length. There is no limit to the length of the message. From an operator's point of view, that, of course, can be also a little bit like, well, we don't know what to do with this with pricing yet, but still, it's an advantage for a business. And the various media you can use, images, carousels, voice, all that. The brand identity, you're able to maintain that with your logos and colors, for example. Of course, it's a service, it's not an app you need to upload. It's a native app, I would say, are the biggest strengths.
Thank you. In my view, we have some things to solve. We have the vetting process, the the onboarding needs to be much simpler, and yeah, we have some things to do. But in the end, I think it will be great. Do you have any comments to this? Anyone or you?
I agree. One of the advantages of SMS is that it's been very flexible and open ecosystem. RCS starts out as a more protected ecosystem. We did that with SMS as well. It has advantages, but it also affects scalability and manual things you need to handle to allow new services.
Definitely one advantage is the verified sender ID.
Yeah, that is very
Increases
strong.
the trust. Yeah.
I agree. Okay, thank you. Next question, and to you, Brage. Which verticals do you think will be the fastest to adopt to RCS messaging? And who will be the followers, and who will never use it because of security issues and stuff?
Yeah, a good question. Telenor Norway has offered RBM or MAP for now 4 years. So we should know something about who comes first, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it takes time.
Yeah.
You can't rush these things. The first company to test RCS campaigns in Norway were ourselves.
Yeah, that's good.
And the second type of business that has been active is or has been charities. So they've been quite active. We have some good aggregated partners that have been pitching and setting up those charities to use those services. And now we've started seeing that retail is coming on board with campaigns. But it's I mean, given the limited reach and everything that needs to be solved, it's still limited volumes. So in that sense, it's taken more than 4 years to build anything that one would consider a proper business if one compares it to SMS, and it will still take a long time. So we need to increase reach and solve that part before it moves to the next level. And also in terms of how it evolves from now and onwards, that's also a lot up to our aggregator partners, who will pitch their services into different organizations, and we will try to assist them in that. And that will sort of decide who will be the next adopters. And my wish is that the adopters will not be the players sending basic messages, but it will be companies that need to use the conversation features with where you have upselling and reply buttons and carousels, and so utilizing the richer opportunities in RCS, because that's where it really differentiates itself from SMS.
Yeah, I think we need to work more close than ever with aggregators in this.
Yes,
it's the way to success.
Yeah, and of course they need to offer an omni-channel approach, because RCS isn't going to reach everyone, and one needs SMS to fill in the gaps. So maybe that touches in on your last question, whether will there be someone that don't adopt it? Certainly there will be handsets not supporting RCS for the foreseeable future. And certainly there will be services from different countries that might not reach into subscribers in other countries. So let's say I have a bank in Turkey, and if that Turkish agent isn't allowed to send messages to Norway, then it will have to be SMS, right? And that's sort of the same as with the apps on iPhone. If you don't have the right country setting, you can't download the app that you need in certain markets, right? So you have that same kind of problem with the RCS.
Yeah. I think it will change when Apple enter this market because it has been OTT service, and when Apple enters, I guess it will look like a carrier service instead. I think that's important for banks and government companies and stuff.
Certainly.
For them to use it.
Yeah.
Any comments from any of you? Okay, Simen, you will have the next question then. Will RCS overtake a large pie of the A2P SMS volumes, or do you think it will be on top of?
Yeah, that's connected to what Brage just elaborated on. In my opinion, the RBM service, RCS A2P, will develop first, where to take advantage of the unique capabilities, like just said. It will be probably like marketing, sales, and such processes that will start. Then it will take new use cases as well, but I think it will not migrate a big chunk of the A2P SMS business. At least not in the start, because especially if you have the notification use cases, there are built-in processes inside applications and software houses that must be migrated. It's a lot of friction migrating such processes where SMS notification is just a part of that. And you also had to do the agent approval process as part of that for all the brands involved. So probably that will not happen in the first or second phase. So my view is that you will have the cases where you have used the good capabilities and build the new cases, and a lot of the SMS traffic will stay with the existing service in the first and second phase. That's my view. And also, as Brage said, there will be use cases that will never be able, in certain corner cases and such, to support RCS, and then you have to have a fallback, and that will probably be SMS as the ubiquitous channel.
Any comments there? Anyone?
No,
agree with Simen. He's so wise. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, Miia. What do you see as the biggest advantages with RCS compared to WhatsApp and Apple Business Messaging? Or is it the other way around?
No, it's not. I think there are more advantages to the RCS anyway.
Good.
So at least traditionally in Finland, I believe in all the Nordics, WhatsApp is associated with B2B messaging. And people don't necessarily want to have the messaging from corporates on that media. So they are used to have it in the messaging app. Pretty much everything that you have on your messaging app is now from companies anyway, because the B2B messaging is in WhatsApp. So that's definitely an advantage. As we were talking about the enhanced features, not everything like carousels, for example, you can't receive that on your WhatsApp. It also allows, like RCS allows the in-message actions. Purchases can happen there. The metrics companies can get, like trackable marketing metrics, the engagement rates, read receipts, delivery receipts are available in RCS. SMS fallback, so it definitely reaches more people when you have this SMS fallback option, so that they work together for the devices that don't have RCS capability. And again, the brand identity and the verified brand identity with the clear logos, colors are available in RCS only.
Thank you. Any comments?
No.
No.
I think we're to leave room for questions on the.
Yes, I take the last question, the most
yeah.
tricky question to Brage then in the end here. To make RCS for Business become a successful messaging channel, there is a need to offer an attractive business model that will support the success. Do you see now that your company can offer such already, or the current one is just a trial?
No, of course, we can offer a successful business model. That meaning, in the same way as with SMS, this needs to be a win-win-win-win situation. End user, operator, aggregator, and brand or company. And unless it's win across the board, it doesn't scale. And business models are subject to change and flexibility, and testing. But once we find the model that works, we try to keep it to have the predictability and simply to let it work and scale. So yes, we believe we have a good model, of course, inspired by SMS and tweaked with an RCS twist, and then we'll listen to our partners and end users and companies and adjust if need be.
And try to avoid price increases.
Yeah, pricing is an element in the model, of course, and pricing is always too high.
Yeah, always. It doesn't matter.
So, no.
Okay. Thank you. Any comments? Last comments? No.
I support.
Yes. Yeah, me too. Okay. Any questions from the audience? Please raise your hand. Guru.
Yeah, just a question from my side. I think A2P in the Nordic is one of the most successful regions and been for years, especially in Norway. I think we have one of the highest SMS usage per capita when we look into A2P. And of course, we're also very enthusiastic about RCS. But I'm just wondering, do the operator want to look into fueling more go-to-market resource to really get the brand's awareness of RCS? If we look into what Meta is doing, of course, they are spending a lot of resources on, together with the partners, on go-to-market. And of course, we also see in the brands, a lot of brands do not know what RCS is. So I'm just wondering, is that something the operator in the panel here are thinking of?
Yes, I can
Anyone?
start out.
Yeah, I can.
Yes, Nordics are strong in A2P, especially Norway, with maybe 90% higher average number of SMS per end user per month than the other countries. So very, very high levels. I think your company had an example from one African country that was at the same level, but compared to the rest of the world, we're very strong.
Yeah.
It's not down to the effort that we have put into marketing. It's down to our very good and strong partners that have helped create this market together with us, or I should credit the partners for building the market. So we had some very good companies that have worked very hard for many years in convincing companies to buy these solutions and to use them more and to make them effective and useful. Without that effort, we would never be where we are today. And in the short term, we haven't planned for any marketing of RBM. I still believe that the right sales channel is through our partners, and a lot of the sale is direct sort of interaction with organizations, and then we need to build demonstrate how effective the service is. So I hope that we can together find good examples, proof of concepts with aggregator partners and companies that we can show to others. And that's sort of where we're also willing to tweak the business model and order the pricing in terms of getting successful examples to convince others. So, and then, I mean, we will always consider marketing, but we need, before that sort of can be done, we need to increase the reach. The reach is still too small. So Simen, you also have marketing money.
Too much.
What we are working on internally is to like Sinch says, drink your own champagne. So try to use it in onboarding processes or end user communication dialogue internally in Telia company. So that's one thing that we can do. And I also want to add just that Telia is working on expanding RBM in Finland and Lithuania, so supporting the greater Nordic region also as a kind of basic important step to let this happen. But I believe the aggregator partner model is the best way to grow this business.
Yeah, we are also relying on the, for example, aggregators as a sales channel. They are more professional in marketing than what we are. But also now when we are launching RCS, so that it will be available in our network, we are really focusing on how we communicate about that on our website. We are going to make a press release out of that and publish some newsletters. And really try to pay attention how we communicate. We also try to bring up the benefits of what the businesses will have out of this service. Although our customers are basically the other telecom operators or aggregators or actually agents as well. Yeah, through the aggregators. But yeah, trying to do our share.
Thank you. I think we need to.
Yeah, sorry, I'm the time police here today as well.
We will be around, so you can put the questions.
I have one last question.
If it's short.
Sure.
Yeah, it's the elephant in the room. Where is our operator? I mean, with SMS, we control the backend, of course. I'm from Telia, by the way. And but with RBM, it's Google backend, so you can easily bypass Telia if you want. And this is the kind of course, SMS. We control the backend, so no one can bypass the operator. And what is this is the elephant in the room here. We should talk about that. How do you see that in the backend? And also with RCS from Apple, there is an opening for an operator backend, as I understand it. And what is your view on that? And how can an operator secure the business?
Yes, that's definitely something that's been on my mind for many years, and I don't think we can go into detail here. On Gavin's slide, it was 11 operators that had their own RCS system, so there's still some, and maybe the curve was slightly upwards as well, still. So that's of course an option. So. Who the supplier of such systems will be in the future remains to be seen. But in terms of getting the functionality out there to end users, it's available now. Sorry, Nick. That was coffee break.
No, I think these are important conversations, and I know not to labour this point because we do need to move on, but we've had that question before, and I think there are various blocks that can happen, both via Apple and Google. I think Apple have said they will not launch in any country where it's not signed up through the Jive platform, which is through the carriers. So there is really no way of bypassing it, as I understand, and although Google could at some point in the future, because they will control the messaging, they could take over. I kind of have regular conversations with Google, and certainly I believe there's no strategy to ever do that. They do want to partner with the carriers in that way. Who knows if things will change in the future? I don't know. The one thing I just wanted to mention though was that the education point was mentioned, and I think it was Miia that kind of mentioned that. And Guru, you've said the same. We need to educate. We ran a survey from MEF to businesses, to industry, and said, asking various questions about RCS. And the one thing that stood out to me in that survey was that nobody had really heard of it. So, I think there is an education that needs to happen. One thing I'm seeing with Tele2 in Sweden, that Mariola, who's not here today, is driving, is webinars with business, and aggregators are being brought into that as well. We at MEF are going to be running enterprise events, face-to-face enterprise events in London later this year. If that's a success, we'll roll it out elsewhere. There's a word that keeps coming up at these types of events, and it's called the echo chamber. We're talking about it a lot here. We're in the industry, but what we need to do is get out of the chamber and start talking to industry about it as well. So that's really another focus of mine and the teams at MEF, is to get that message out to the market as well. Really important thing, I think, worth saying. So I'm sorry, we do have to move on. And thank you very much, Anders, and your illustrious panel here today from the carriers. Thank you.
Thank you.